Hello, everyone. Welcome to our City of Montgomery Council meeting. Thank you for joining us this Tuesday afternoon, March 16, 2021. We will start our meeting at 5 p.m. I am Council Member Stephanie Sakamoto, joined by my fellow Council members Michelle Yim and Kelly Chinen. Although we may not be able to meet with you all in person right now due to the pandemic, as council members, we feel that it is extremely important for all citizens to understand our plans for government funding and openly communicate with the community. We want to be transparent with citizens about how government funding will be used to benefit the city of Montgomery. We would like to thank you, the citizens of Montgomery, for sending us your concerns about our home. Based on the feedback and questions we have received from citizens, we tailored our meeting to address your concerns. The 4 areas we highlight today cover various aspects of the city's goal, as well as targets in the transition plan. We chose events that would cover the majority of these topics and include information about public services, new public facilities, education, and cultural arts and entertainment. We felt that these were the most relevant and would interest citizens to further look into the future of the city of Montgomery. If any questions arise during this meeting, please feel free to directly message me as I will serve as our moderator for today. Our mission is to be committed to exceptional service to improve the economic well-being of the business community and enhance the quality of life of the area through the creation and preservation of jobs. We are more than just the capital of Alabama. We are the epitome of economic prosperity. We enjoy being the showplace for Southern hospitality, beautiful weather, and high-tech jobs. Engaging with the community to understand how we can better the lives of citizens, ensuring a prosperous economic future, and striving to find solutions to citizen problems are our top priorities. Montgomery functions as a mayor-council system of government. We, the council, are represented by 9 members elected to serve a 4-year term. The city is a full-service governmental agency that prides itself on providing quality service to residents and businesses. As we look toward the future, the city's goal is to continue to provide outstanding public services to its citizens, construct new public facilities where needed, and recruit new businesses, as well as encourage the expansion of existing businesses. Regarding COVID-19 updates, we have been able to implement many programs to support our citizens throughout this pandemic, including financial assistance, small and minority business support funds, and the creation of the Community Impact Task Force and Economic Impact Task Force. For our 2 task force, we hold periodic open meetings to discuss the economic, mental, physical, and socioeconomic impacts of COVID-19. Please check out more information on our website under the Coronavirus or COVID-19 tab under the News and Information webpage to keep up to date. I will now pass it over to Councilmember Chinen to cover our accomplishments.
Thank you, Councilmember Sakamoto. In this section, we wanted to highlight the key accomplishments that the City of Montgomery had in both fiscal year 2019 and 2020. We have seen some amazing public safety milestones in 2019 with the city's Fire and Rescue Department maintaining the ISO 1 or Insurance Services Office 1 rating, the highest possible award for fire departments and the first to receive in the state of Alabama. Furthermore, in order to continue towards achieving our goals to create a safer Montgomery, the city has added more surveillance through the STAR or Strategic Technology and Resource Center Watch program to help solve crime in the area. In addition, our city has been given the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, or the CALEA accreditation, for 3 years, which is the gold standard in public safety. Lastly, during the fiscal year 2019, the milestone of the 435th structure remediation of the first phase of the anti-blight initiative began.
Oh, it looks like we have our first question come in from Mr. Mark Ferris. He asked, in regards to the city's streets, were there any improvements in this past year or future plans to repave it?
Thank you, Mr. Ferris. So to answer your question, The repaving of Court Street began in fiscal year 2019, which was a project that required participation from the business community as well as multiple government agencies. Now motorists are already enjoying smoother, safer rides on West Fairview and Zelda Road. The project has continued into fiscal year 2020 as well.
Yes, so continuing into fiscal year 2020, the City of Montgomery has continued to see many accomplishments fulfilling the city's goals despite COVID-19. As Councilmember Chenan mentioned previously, the repaving of Court Street, as well as the next phase of the anti-blight initiative, continued into this year. So within outstanding public services, there has been the transition into the new city employee retirement plan, continued public information accessibility through Open Data Montgomery, optimization of internet usage with the Montgomery Internet Exchange, or MGMIX, healthcare services for city employees, more public safety officer benefits, and the 7th annual Camellia Bowl, which, by the way, recorded 2.6 million viewers this year, 3 times more than before. And as a reminder, all of these initiatives directly affect you, the citizens, and we highly encourage you to utilize them during this time for updates and as support so we can get through this together and as one.
We had another question regarding this section from Mr. J.J. Bernardo. And his question was, what is the City of Montgomery doing to improve business and economic growth? I will now open the floor to Councilmember Yim to address this concern.
Yes, so thank you for your question, Mr. Bernardo. You may have seen the construction of new facilities in the area, such as the Garrett Coliseum, which was just acquired this year, and the Montgomery Whitewater Park, as pictured below. Lastly, there's also our goal of recruiting and expanding new and old businesses, which has been supported greatly by an $80 million capital investment, as well as the creation of the Montgomery Tech Lab. And as we continue to invest in your quality of life, any suggestions or feedback on the current and new initiatives is greatly appreciated for the future of Montgomery.
Councilmember Yim, another citizen, Ms. Alyssa McFarland, asked, what are Mayor Reed's plans for his term?
Yeah, so thank you for that question, Ms. McFarland. In addition to all of our previously mentioned accomplishments, the implementation of the transition plan by Mayor Reed has just started, and you should expect to see these strategic goals being worked on in the next few years, including education, public safety and thriving neighborhoods, economic development, health and human services, cultural arts and entertainment, and lastly, infrastructure and transportation. And this leads us into how is all of this being paid for? Here, you can see the breakdown for all of the revenue the city has received during this year, as well as the changes from last year. Here on the pie, you can see that the biggest stream of revenue is sales tax, making up 37.6% of the total. In the total revenue change, you can see that there is a 6.5 increase from the previous year. This overall increase can be attributed to 1, sales tax revenue generated from citizens who spent their federal COVID-19 stimulus, and 2, COVID-19 grants from the federal and state government to assist in relief and mitigation efforts. And typically, the tourism industry makes up a large portion of revenues, with lodging taxes included in the line other taxes, but with COVID-19, that sector took a huge hit. However, the previously mentioned revenues, sales, and government grants help to offset COVID-19's impact, which can be seen in the year-to-year increases. And next, here is the breakdown of the expenses that were incurred by the city this year and how it has changed from 2019. So the largest from this year was on public safety at 34% of the total, and the second largest was on general government at 28%. Personnel costs increased due to the inability to fill and maintain budgeted personnel in 2020. However, this amount was less than we originally budgeted for, despite the 21.6% increase on the year-over-year change. Before COVID, the city was already utilizing resources efficiently, and in response to the pandemic, departmental spending was further restricted, leading to lower expenses. In addition, a decrease in public services and activities due to the pandemic and the transition of the retirement plan to the retirement systems of Alabama also helped to reduce costs. And as I would like to mention, in addition to our revenue and expenses, another accomplishment that our city received recently on March 5th, 2021, was the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And we were awarded this from the Government Finance Officers Association, or for short, GFOA, from the United States and Canada for our 2019 fiscal year comprehensive annual financial report. This was a result of our easily readable and efficiently organized CAFR, and we believe we will continue to meet this certificate's requirements for this fiscal year. And as always, for more information on the financial state of the city, please visit our website for our annual reports. And if there are any questions or concerns, feel free to contact us as well.
So our last question for today came in from Ms. Natalie Lopez. Ms. Lopez asked, where do you see the city of Montgomery heading in the next few years?
Thank you for bringing up that concern, Ms. Lopez. So as we move into our last section, Montgomery's Outlook, the city's long-term goal is to achieve the goals laid out in the comprehensive plan, Envision Montgomery 2040, which was officially adopted on July 7th, 2020. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, Mayor Reed restructured the city government to increase efficiency and effectiveness while ensuring the city maintained a balanced budget without having to touch reserves, borrow money, or initiate layoffs. In order to achieve the goals, the city would like to focus on three main areas: education, business, and culture. We always want to take into consideration the community's inputs, and we understand the importance of the education for our community children. Therefore, the city is not only working with public officials, but also business leaders, educators, and military leaders to promote an increase in funding for public education. The mayor's efforts to create a cross-community, broad, and diverse coalition of supporters allowed him to increase funding for education. We also want to provide better opportunities for our local businesses. As Councilmember Im has mentioned, in fiscal year 2020's accomplishments, the Montgomery Tech Lab is a major step towards innovation. The development of the Tech Lab has created a stronger connection between the public and private sector, while also providing local entrepreneurs with the opportunity to work with business and military leaders. Lastly, we understand the importance of culture and entertainment in the city. Therefore, with the acquisition of the Garrett Coliseum to the city, we want to once again make the Coliseum the hub of entertainment, now possible year-round with the installation of an air conditioner. So to learn more about the city, what the city has accomplished and what we hope to achieve in the future, we will have our Citizen-Centric Report, or CCR, available on our website at www.montgomeryal.org or our social media sites, as well as at your local office. If you would like to join us at our next council meeting, they are held every first and third Tuesdays of the month at 5 p.m. Thank you so much, and we appreciate everyone's time.
Thank you again for coming.
All right, so for our takeaways, this experience was very eye-opening. I was surprised by how much the city government does have an impact on our lives, whether it is our education, business development, or entertainment. I definitely gained a greater respect for government as well as government officials in general, as they take all their time and effort to create better lives for their citizens. It was also interesting to see the similarities and differences between our own local government, the city and county of Honolulu. In all, I just wanted to thank everyone for taking their time to make our cities a better place.
In addition to what Kelly just mentioned, it was very interesting to analyze how Montgomery conducts their finances and learn about this city since it is quite different from Hawaii. Learning that the government engages in depth with the community to create Envision Montgomery 2040, their comprehensive plan, really shows how involved city officials are within their community. And they are also taking effective action toward addressing the needs and concerns of citizens, which shows the care and dedication that officials have to the city of Montgomery. The government also makes their website and social media platforms very user-friendly, so it is easy to navigate and very helpful to find any information that citizens may be looking for. As a team, we enjoyed learning how to articulate a shared vision for the community that can be realized through a variety of economic and strategic recommendations.
Yes, and adding on to Kelly and Stephanie, overall, this challenge really taught me a lot about the behind the scenes of the city government and just how much it takes to support all of their citizens. As an accounting student, it was really interesting to see the various breakdowns of the financial statements and just how accessible the financial information of a city is. Initially, we were only looking at the comprehensive financial statements for our CCR, but after further research found that more information that is targeted towards citizens could be found in the mayor's budget message. In the future, just knowing how to find and use this information will be very valuable as we become better informed citizens. And I think I can speak on all of our behalfs when I say that a career in public service would be very rewarding and something we will look into as we progress in our careers. Thank you again for having us as a part of this competition. We really enjoyed the challenge and everything we learned during this time.